when you want noodles, you come to China, and when you're in China and you want noodles, you come to Shanxi. I've been coming to Shanxi in central China for years for noodles, and I thought, you know who would really like this? Italian chefs. So this time, I brought 3 of Asia's finest Italian chefs to Shanxi to see noodles here as they're made in the hometown of Chinese noodles. Today is day 1, morning 1. We're getting ready to welcome them. They're almost here from the airport, and then we're going out to visit the first noodle shop. So Shanxi is the hometown of Chinese noodles, but it's not really what you think of. It's not that it has so many different types of sauces, it's that it's the hometown of noodle shapes. They only have a couple different types of sauces, but almost an infinite variety of noodle shapes, from little ones that are rolled out with your thumb, or dimples that are made into a little ball and poked with a chopstick, to ones that are cut by knives, cut by scissors, cut by a little metal plank. Shanxi is in north central China. It's always been not one of the richer provinces until recently, when they discovered coal and some people got very, very rich. But apart from that, it's always had limited resources. And because of that, Shanxi people and Shanxi chefs were limited in the different types of sauces that they could produce. So they got really creative with the different types of noodle shapes that they could produce to introduce some variety into their own diet.
Hi, I'm Paolo Vitaletti.
Hi, I'm Marino.
Hi, this is Riccardo La Perna from Sicily.
I come from Italy, in a small city in the north part of Italy called Bergamo. I am a chef.
I'm from Italy, Rome, and I have a trattoria in Bangkok called Appia, mostly pastas and roasted meat.
And I work in Beijing. I've been working in China for the past 18 years.
Working in Shanghai since 3 years, but in China in the past 16 years.
Marino is from the north, Paolo is from Rome in central Italy, and Riccardo is from Sicily in the very south. So we're going to get a total mix of opinions and perspectives on different types of noodles and on different Italian culture, and how that lines up with the culture of noodles here in Shanxi.
I came with a very open mind.
I've been working on this trip for months and months and months. I put so many hours into making this happen and getting these chefs here. I'm so excited to take them here on this tour. We've got 3 days. I'm going to show them dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of different types of noodles on this trip. You guys are going to come along. It's going to be amazing. We're just going to see the breadth and variety and depth of Chinese noodle culture. And we're going to have some of the best experts that I can find to come along and offer their commentary.
Our first stop was Taiyuan Mianshi Dian, a restaurant that was formed in the 1950s by merging together a bunch of smaller noodle shops. Most noodle shops in Shanxi specialize in just 1 or 2 types of noodles, but this one's different. They do a whole range. It's kind of old school, but it's a good introduction. It's a good first stop for first-timers to Shanxi. The day before, I visited the chef, Yang Fei.
The sauces are all very simple. It's the noodle shapes that are really different, and the flours that are very different. What the chef was saying yesterday was, if you look at the top 5 noodles in China, the most popular noodles in China now, they're all about the toppings. Only this province is about the actual noodles.
North Italy, 90% it's egg and flour. In the center, it's a mix of water and flour and egg. Mostly in the south, it's semolina and water. In the north, the sauce are more rich and the pasta is more simple shape. Tagliatelle bolognese, simple shape, rich sauce. In the south, the sauce is more simple, but the pasta, you have the orecchiette, the cavatelli, it's more artisanal shaped, the pasta. And the sauce is more simple, like tomato.
So would you say then that this reminds you more of southern Italy then? And that this is more like southern Italian?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
a simple sauce and very unique noodles.
It's like before you were saying, I mean, this is a poor region, it was, right?
Yeah.
And before people eat pasta, because it's cheap.
Condiment is not that important, but the texture and the shape of the pasta have to be important, you know?
We used to put less condiments than in the modern day. And then, I mean, in the last 10 years with social media, it changed everything as well because people want to see the smoke, the sauce and stuff. It's sad to say, but it changed habits.
While touring the kitchen, we met chef Chong, who has worked at the shop for more than 5 decades. In that time, Yong says that Yu has never appeared in any media, but he was willing to sit down and talk to the Italian chefs and explain a little bit about the history and the region.
欢迎欢迎啊，欢迎同行啊！这个我们炒菜要用瓢，我们切菜要用刀。这就是用我们同行的话来讲，就是咱人不轻，刀把子轻；人不轻，瓢把子轻。因为我们是同行。
什么时候开始的？
就上个世纪1970年，到现在是2024，54年了。
哇！
就是做这个行业。基本上也是在这个店。哦，是这样的，就是说，一开始嘛，因为咱们的国家是在那个特殊的年代，
对对对，
各行各业呢都受影响，就是为了保证供应啊，那他叫口号就是发展经济，保障供给，招一部分新人。
那可不可以这样理解？那个70年代还是80年代，有一部分的知识没有传下来的，因为你说那个老师傅已经老了，年轻人他们不要入行，所以有没有那个一部分的那个
就是菜没传承下来？
对，
基本上是没有。为啥说基本上没有了？我们山西这个吧，由于地理条件局限。就是在这个菜的这方面嘛，现在当然情况好了，科技手段也发达了，塑料大棚干啥的。那时候呢，就是一年四季挺风靡的，一到了冬天吧，这些蔬菜这些就跟不上，也就是猪肉、羊肉、牛肉之类的，没有那么多原材料，所以这个呢，做的这个品种吧也有限，所以基本上就是说，另外呢，我们呢，面食的种类上比较丰富，因为我们这边有北路，有中路，有南路。南路就是麦子这些了，中路就是小杂粮了，北路就是那个高寒地区的，像那些油面呀、荞面呀。
谢谢你。
应该的，我们那个给大家提供方便、提供帮助，应该的，我们就互相帮助。
对对的，
我们山西省太原市了，咱们在国际上帮助，我们也学习你们的，你也学习我们的，把我们这个行业都提到更高的高度，这应该是一个好事情啊。现在的观念和以前的观念不一样了，你不让我看，我不让你看，这个不是那个互相提高嘛。
That night we went to Xing Hua Cun for dinner, a fancy modern place run by chef Zhou Huifeng. The irony is that if you want to see some of the older handmade traditions these days, sometimes you've got to go to an expensive restaurant. At the mass marketplaces like Taiyuan Mianshi Dian, now they rely on machines to do a lot of the repetitive noodle work.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Amazing,
I never
right?
seen something like that.
Yeah.
How she can do the exact...
Yeah. When you think of tubes, you think of an extruded pasta,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You don't think about a tube made one by one.
How do you call this kind of noodle?
It's called kao lao lao, but if you say the tones incorrectly, it sounds like roasted grandmother.
So artistic way that it was this girl who pressed with the hand and then roll around the finger, all in the perfect shape. She put it in the basket for steam, and it was like to see an artist composing something.
It's beautiful. I've never seen this before. I didn't know that's how they do it.
Yeah, it's another
It's another level, right?
Another level. It's another level, yeah.
The pasta they do here with the pasta they do in Italy, and because you see the shape and they're very similar, but then you bite into it and there is a difference. And also the condiments give another layer of flavor to the pasta, to the noodle that they do here. So it was a discovery. It was really an experience.
Really, really, really good.
Texture is similar, almost tornarello, no?
Un tonnarello, yeah.
What is Tonarella?
Broccoli. It's a Roman kind of spaghetti alla chitarra.
The cacio e pepe must be with the tornarello.
This one.
Oh, okay.
I do something like that in Appia with butter and anchovies.
Yeah.
Butter, anchovies, and yes, the texture, it works really, really well.
Everything is about texture, everything is about simplicity, and basically the same ingredient rotated around the different preparations.
Yeah.
That's why this one is so unique. This one is so unique.
This one is special.
Yeah, very special, and you eat the noodles like it's noodles.
Yeah.
No?
There's nothing like this in Italy, right?
There is nothing like this in Italy.
This is made with oat flour, right?
Yeah, 100% oat flour.
That's what is more interesting. Like if I would go back now to my kitchen, I would get oat flour and start to play with it.
By the end of dinner, the chefs had been up for like 16 hours, and now they were completely full of carbs. I needed to let them rest and digest, because the next day we were off to a noodle village in another part of the province. Stay tuned.